What's up guys, it's Mo's the Man here. I get asked quite a lot these days whether going to university and getting a degree these days is worth it or not. And if so, what degrees can get you the most money and which don't? Or in other words, what degrees make you rich? In this video, we'll talk about the top paying university degrees and what factors actually make these degrees so desirable in the job market. A survey by Glassdoor in 2019 shows us that the highest paying companies in the UK are dominated by investment banks and tech firms such as Credit Suisse, Goldman Sachs, Facebook and Google, and they are mostly based out of London. You know, there's so much competition out there these days. A lot more people are going to university today than say 20 years ago. So I also almost feel there's a fear amongst the youngsters that, you know, they could possibly go to university, spend 3 or 4 years doing something, racking up a lot of student debt, and then coming out with a degree and getting no job and working in Starbucks or something like that. There is a genuine fear. If you are one of those people who are thinking that, then firstly, I would like to say, good for you. Good for you, because, you know, good for you for not following the crowd or just following your mates or just doing what your parents told you to do. You know, this is a big decision you need to make. And, you know, if you have to consider whether the 3 or 4 years and the 40k of student debt is actually worth it. Now, I'm going to try and be completely honest in this video, and it might upset or offend some people, but having worked in London for almost a decade now and built quite a large network over different industries, I'm hoping I can share with you some experiences and insights. So if you like the sound of this video, don't forget to smash the like button. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm. And also, please remember to subscribe to the channel so you can check out more videos just like this one. Right, before we get into the video, here's a quick summary of my background and what I currently do. Because on a topic like this, I believe you've got to have some sort of credibility, or most people just won't listen or take you seriously. I grew up in East London in a typical Asian family where, you know, studying and doing well in school was my dad's top priority. My siblings and I did pretty well. My brother ended up going to Oxford to study maths, so he was the golden child of the family, and I studied computer science at University College London. During my degree, I did a summer internship at Citibank, one of the world's leading financial institutions, then got offered to come back to a graduate job in the technology division in London. So after 3.5 years at Citibank, I decided to join this really exciting data analytics startup firm, where I spent another 3 years being a part of amazing growth and meeting people from all over the country before going out on my own and becoming a full-time freelancer in finance and tech. So that's me in a nutshell, a pretty textbook career where I did well in school, went to a top university, and now I'm applying my techie skills in the finance industry. So to answer the simple question, is going to university today worth it and what degrees make you rich? First, you must understand that getting a university degree is a way to get your foot in the door on the job market. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. There's nothing more a degree can do for you, apart from your parents probably telling their friends and families that, you know, my son or daughter went to university and got a degree. I'm so proud. Ha ha ha. Bragging rights. That's it. Once you're in and start gaining experience, your degree becomes less and less significant as time goes on, and your work experience, you know, the networks that you build and the value that you bring is what's considered most important. No one has gone from Harvard or Oxford to CEO of Goldman Sachs when they graduate. It just doesn't work that way. A guy with no degree who manages to somehow get into Goldman Sachs has as much chance to become CEO one day as that guy with a university degree. But the guy with a degree will probably have a massive head start. And there lies the difference. A degree will give you a big head start on the career or the job ladder. This is why higher education is the safest way to build financial security, especially for people who come from poorer backgrounds who can't afford to make money any other way. Okay, now that we understand that getting a university degree opens doors, gives you a head start on the job market, how does that now translate to money and how you can become rich? So this is where we discuss the quality of the degree. The quality of the degree will help determine what doors are open, how far ahead you get in the career ladder, and ultimately whether it is financially worth it or not. In my experience, there are 2 factors that determine the quality of the degree. 1, what university you go to, and 2, what subjects you choose to study. So let's discuss factor 1. The UK's top 24 universities, or otherwise known as the Russell Group members, are the universities that you want to get a degree from if you want to open those lucrative doors and get really good head start in your, even within that 24, if you're in the top 5, then you are seriously ahead of the game, and you're ahead of most people in the country, if not the entire world, when it comes to targeting the highest paying career. I say this because if you just do a quick Google search of the top 30 or 20 universities in the world, not just the UK, then you'll see a lot of these Russell Group members in that list. Now, I'm going to make a real bold statement here, but if you're unable to get a university degree from these top 24 members, then I'm afraid that it's just not worth it. Your degree will be significantly less valuable than the others, and in some cases, the top firms won't even consider it at all. I say this because everyone that I knew who went to a university outside the top 24 ended up in careers or jobs they could have got without a degree anyway. And in hindsight, they probably would have saved themselves, 4 years of their life and 40k in student debt. So in my 9 years of working in some of the top banking institutions, I've always worked with people who've been to the top 15 universities, not even the top 20. The others who made it to the top actually had no degree, and they started really early in their careers and started from the ground and hustled all the way. In the BBC article, The Degrees That Make You Rich and the Ones That Don't, it clearly shows on the graph that the Russell Group universities' earnings after graduation is significantly higher than the other unis. It also goes on to say that graduates of the 24 Russell Group universities earn an average of $33,500 after 5 years. That's about 40% more than those who study at other universities. So guys, I'm not at all suggesting that you should not go to university unless it's the top 24. This is a finance channel, so I'm looking at it from a perspective where if you want to get paid the big bucks, get those big bonuses, get those high flying careers, then yeah, this is the insights that I've got. If you're the type of person who doesn't like school, who doesn't get good grades, then maybe uni is not for you. You're probably better off not wasting those 3 or 4 years and racking up a whole bunch of student debt, and pursuing something else. Look, not everyone enjoys studying. In fact, I hated studying, and the only reason I got good grades is because I was good at maths and computing, and that's what managed to get me through uni. But these days, I much rather, learn on the job, make mistakes, learn from them, and build networks. In fact, studies have shown those that don't do well at school probably have better strengths somewhere else. For example, entrepreneurship. People who are entrepreneurs or go after, take risks and, create businesses are less likely to do well at school. In fact, they probably do rubbish at school because, they're just not used to being regimented and following rules in such a way. For example, Alan Sugar, he dropped out of school with just 1 GCSE. Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, they dropped out of Harvard and started their own company. Today, we have so many different options to develop, learn, and earn. We have the internet, we have social media, we have the ability to work from home or work from anywhere in the world. So if you got a feeling that uni is not for you, you're not getting the grades, you're not doing very well at school, but you just keep getting pushed by, say, your parents or your friends who just go to university for the sake of it, then just bite the bullet and just say no and just go with your gut. Trust me, people who go to uni just for the sake of it because, maybe their parents push them to do it, or they go to party and experience that uni life, end up just doing random jobs with no real purpose. Now let's talk about the second factor, and that's what subject you choose, and that does greatly affect how much you can earn in the future. It goes without saying that careers, say, in finance or medicine or tech would pay a lot more than, say, a career in art. You just have to look at the list of the highest paying companies to figure out or to notice, what skills they require and what jobs pay the most. We're talking about companies like Credit Suisse, Goldman Sachs, Facebook or Google, and these companies require a specific set of skills, or specific degrees like maths, economics, engineering. A guy who went to Cambridge to study art versus a guy who went to, say, LSE to study economics will have a huge difference in the amount of money they can make in the future. Just take a look at the earnings by subject chart here. As you can see, medicine, maths, engineering type subjects get paid the highest in their careers after graduating. The article goes on to say, as careers progress, the gaps get even bigger, with graduates of the high earning subjects pulling even further away. For example, students of law, economics and management subjects at the London School of Economics do extremely well, with 10% of male graduates earning more than £300,000 by the time they're in their early 30s. There are other things you can consider when it comes to determining how much money you can make after graduating. Where you choose to find a job or where you choose to settle and start your career can have a big impact on your paycheck. Let's say who gets an economics degree from Oxford and then just decides to, after he graduates, move back with his parents in Leeds, will not find the high paying jobs there and will lose out on all the benefits his quality degree will have to offer. It's no brainer. If you want a high flying paying career, then you have to look in London. But there are other cities in the UK that pay pretty well. There is a list of the UK's highest earning towns and cities. We've got London at the top, we've got Milton Keynes in here, Edinburgh in 8th. Actually, if you think about the earnings versus cost of living, then these other locations can be much more profitable. One other thing to consider is gender. Now, without getting myself in trouble here, men in general tend to earn a lot more than women. Now, it's not 100% clear why. One of the reasons is that more men tend to study high income subjects like maths, engineering and computer science than women, and hence why statistically they get paid more. If you are a young woman looking to earn big bucks in your career in the future, then looking into these type of subjects is a no-brainer. In fact, companies are looking to encourage more and more women into these type of roles that require, say, maths or engineering or computer science. Seriously guys, if I was a woman back in my teens and I was thinking about going to university and getting a degree, I would seriously consider taking computer science, because back when I studied in 2007, it was like 95% boys and 5% girls. I mean, that's crazy for me to even think about these days, and I really hope that's improved. Seriously, if you're a girl and you get a computer science degree, you will absolutely smash it. Close that pay gap between men and women. That's all today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys next time.